sponsorizzato da Premier Wrestling.
Fermo. Stop. Come on, Danny. I understand you're used to it, but you know our audience speaks English, right?
Right, you sound ridiculous right now.
Sorry. All right. Sorry. I will say in my, my country language, Italian language. We need to teach some for our people. All right.
Yeah. Hey, I have been expanding my dialect. I mean, I was able to get your attention, so
Yeah, I did my best.
The best time is whenever I get Alexius with him when I was on Attitude. In any case, take it. Tell people what we're watching today, Danny.
All right, people from PW Universe. Today, we're gonna talk about who got the best microphone skills during this season.
Oh,
You curious about that?
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be a good one. But before we get into what we're gonna be talking about for that here on The Business Episode 2, let's hear it, folks. I am super happy for this one. We got to talk about who pays the bills to keep the lights on in this place, and who's paid for all this stuff. You see that really nice arcade machine back there? That was paid for by our sponsors. So thank you so much.
I have a question before we start. Sorry if I cut you there.
These Cuban cigars I'm smoking tonight.
He's alive.
Hey, you had your chance to talk. Let me talk for once. You foolish man. All right, that's all I had to say. You can go ahead now.
All right, nice.
Oh, today's gonna be a good one. All right. Well, we would like to first give a huge shout out to one of our favorite people in the world. That's right. It is the Corleone Empire. Founded in 2006, the Corleone Empire is Legion. Their affiliate side company, the Mancini Group, was conceived and launched in 2020. They emerged on the grid to change the entertainment landscape forever. They're a proud sponsor of Premier Wrestling. They're a committed partner to a variety of Second Life communities, like the business here. Shout out. And you can broaden your perspective on the Corleone way by attending their open and private events. You can hire them to organize and host an event of your own in new, dynamic, and exciting ways, like the opportunity to go see Joey Half a Dozen and Flex Boyardee live. Check them out at the Empire Room. If you're looking to be a part of something different and you're yearning for new challenges, you can join their family to broaden your horizons in the world. They're always looking for the best of the best in the business. They're looking for creators, artists, realms, business-minded individuals. The sky's the limit with these guys, I'm telling you. Forget about it. The Mancini Group, in partnership with the Corleone Empire, rock and rollin' your ordinary Second Life one big bash at a time. Their character, quality, vision, and trust. That's the Corleone way. Forget about it! Danny, give us a forget about it in Italian. Come on now.
Hold on. Do I need to reset my own language? You're going in English.
Hey, what? We're just trying to be... Whatever, fine.
hey, fregatene.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. All right, so... Take it again. I'm sorry, Danny. You are a lovely and amazing host for today. You were saying something about mic skills. Is there going to be our topic?
Yes, that's correct. So, we have a lot of shows during the week, and now we are in the off season, and this is the right moment where we can talk about what's happening in PW. So we are used to see matches and events and so on. But what happens when you need to pick up the microphone? Because that's not a match, but you kind of have a match anyway with words. And it's not easy because you feel the tension. You have the people there looking at you, staring at you, just waiting for you to make the little mistake where they can have fun with those words and make fun of you as well. Course. So it's not always easy. But what happens when you hear that promo that makes you say, wow, that was great. I want to hear more from that guy. It can be because of an accent. Hello. I'm from Italy. I got that accent. It can be because of the way the guy or the girl talks. The smack talk, like the trash talk. The way they cheer up the fans to get that hype and try to get, after that, the victory, or just to win against the opponent that is right there in the ring. So, who's your pick from Attitude and Overload? Come on, Joey, you start first.
Okay, well, we all know that the best person on the mic in Attitude right now is yours truly, the king of the after party, the Lord of the Smoke, the one who's got yours, Mr. Sixx. Holla at you, boy. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We'll. There's been a lot of really good ones, as always. Like, you can, anytime you go on Attitude and you can hear the likes of TLC or the Hornet or something get on the mic. TLC especially, like, every time I hear that man, he just has 110% fire. I've told this story a few times, not to get too personal, but the first time I ever heard him on the mic, I was having one of the worst days I could have had. I think it was shortly after, like, I had gotten sick. I think it was around the time I had to put my dog down or something, and I just heard him the first time and I went, holy crap, he's got it. Like, there's a lot of really good faces in Premiere, but there's no one who can quite capture the presence of what we like to call in the business the baby face like TLC can. That man makes you love him every time. It doesn't matter whether you hate the heels or you hate the faces or you like the heels. You cannot help but just want to see whatever TLC is going to do in that ring. But if we're going to talk about Overload, which, oh geez, the list of people on Overload that could cut promos. We've got the likes of Father Freud and Poggy here. I'll give respect where respect is due, Pog. When you get behind the mic, you definitely get people's attention.
Thank you.
There's there's of course Derek Zane and SMF who had some really good back and forth this season, and I always, I'm rocking the enjoy your ass kicking. I love me some Derek Zane. Shout out to him. But I'd say the one on Overload this season that left the most impact on me was you, Dany. Like, your promo episode 1 really just kind of set the tone for the entire season, and it just really clicked with me. And I'll say that TLC is my choice for Attitude, and you're my choice for Overload this season. How's that?
I wasn't ready for that. I mean, thank you. Appreciate the words, man.
Yeah. I'm here to tell you. Asked me my opinion, and I'm gonna give it to you. I can put my ego aside long enough to, have a legit conversation. Unlike you two fucks. Oh, did I say that? Darn. Now we're.
Well, if you are wanting to say, there's one name that you left out this season that should be named.
Oh.
And that is Alistair in the Morgan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? Fair is fair. You are right. The Alistair has definitely, like, I don't know, man, that creepy, like, following the Morgan and everything. I do dig it. From one manager to another, I have nothing but respect for him. I'm glad I don't have a female client yet, or else I'd have to try to go out there and talk some smack to him, and he seems like somebody to hit me with that book.
I want to read the book.
I have to say he's right. That's a good pick, Pog. I'm impressed. I didn't know you were smart, but hey, props to you. Please.
I have my eyes on everything around here, Thunder.
All right. As long as you don't spit me with the green mist, all right? But that's a good pick. So let's set this. TLC to one side and Alistair to the other one. What do you think?
All right. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. I'll represent with TLC on this one, but like I still feel like with that in mind, TLC just, I don't know, man. There's an energy to TLC you just cannot get in anybody else. I'm trying to think of anybody who can go out there and get the fans as behind them as quickly as possible as TLC can.
This man over here, Thunder.
Me?
You're putting me in a rock between a rock and a hard spot here, because if I go against him, I'm probably not going to be host next week. But if
One is the face of attitude, the other the face of overload.
Oh, now Hornet would have something to say about that one. Like you're playing with fire, but I guess that is your thing, is to always talk shit and get hit.
But I will say this, that TLC is a foolish man, and if I ever see him in my presence again, I will take more from him.
Bruh. Yeah, Pog.
He has a point.
Pog, Pog, I love you, buddy, but man, you write your mouth writing checks that I don't think your backside can cash, man.
Look, I still have his title right over there that I stole from that foolish man.
Well, Broski, he is right. He won the championship against DLC. So.
Didn't he get it back though? Come on now.
That was a technicality.
Oh, are we getting into technicalities again? Are we gonna have to have the second episode talk about Dany Thunder and John Dennis again? Like, are we really gonna go into technicalities again?
No.
No, look, if we want to talk about, like, TLC getting his butt handed to him, we could talk about my former client, Brandon Exito, and what he, Brandon lost. Brandon did lose, and that was partially because he wasn't listening to me, but hey, you know what? I'll put my ego aside here for a moment. But he went out there and started beaten on TLC till TLC may have won the fight, but he didn't win the war, because guess who showed up next week? Brandon. Guess who wasn't there next week? TLC. All I'm saying, man. But we're talking about mic skills here. So, we'll put the ideas of foolish people behind with, putting, who's got this belt, who's got that belt, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about what can you do behind the mic. So
another great promo that happened this season that we are not mentioning is the one that Vince shot right on Thunder right before their match.
Okay, yeah.
Made you look like a fool, didn't he?
Okay. We do have to talk about that. Danny, walk us through, as the man who received a verbal ass whooping by the big man, the golden boy himself, Vince Aftermath. How did that feel? What did that promo make you feel besides, man, you're lucky I can't slap you right now?
Well, I was shocked in the beginning, because I was like, okay, to play against a Batman, you have to be a Batman as well. So that's why I, play the Hollywood again, as I said last week. But then when Vince got the microphone, I was like, what is gonna say now? Because our history is really, really long. So it's like, he's gonna talk about what happened nearly 3 years ago when Attitude was becoming NAW. Because if you didn't know, guys, Attitude was NAW in the first days. No, he just went there spitting fire from his mouth, and he called me like dancer. I mean, he said I could be a dancer.
Your ass.
Listen, Pug, you're lucky we don't have the ring here in this room, all right? You're gonna get some.
All right.
Let me tell you. You're gonna get some. But we're not here for this. This is a podcast. And we're gonna do that later. All right? I'm joking. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. We're gonna be talking about, we've been talking about promos and everything, and I mentioned a name earlier. We mentioned Father Freud for a second. Can we talk about that promo he cut after Pognak here had to call Ace to help him beat up Father Freud because he couldn't handle business himself? I get it, man. Sometimes you gotta get dirty. I understand.
Mm.
I'm not saying anything bad about that. But that promo he cut in your house, as he basically was said, and I have just desecrated your altar. Come get some. That promo, I don't know about you, I still have goosebumps watching back that. Like, man, I'm glad I'm not on that end of that ass whooping. How did that feel, man? Tell me how that felt.
It made me very angry. It made me very upset. I actually burnt out the whole building afterwards. I don't even live there anymore. After something like that. And I almost cast Billy into the fire after that whole ordeal as well. But I kept him. He's still by my side for now.
Well, maybe that was your lesson, that Billy wanted to be, be treated a little bit better. Maybe get him some nicer light sticks for his mouth or something. Maybe get him a drink once in a while. Get him a lady shrunken head friend or something. I don't know.
He gets what he gets, and he'll like it.
Well, the only thing I want to say about that promo, it's like a mystical experience. Because when Father Freud steps in, cuts a promo, you just cannot drive the attention somewhere else. It's like hypnotizing. You know what I'm saying? So every time it's an experience, really. And I love that. Because you don't see it somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that is fair to say. There's not many people who talk like Father Freud does. Like, you loosely kept up. I don't know what he's saying half the time. He's mentioning stuff about, like, judgment and all this other stuff, and I'm just completely lost half the time. But because the way he says it, you feel like your dad is very pissed at you, and he's about to get the belt every time he talks, and you're just like, oh, I need to shut up before I get in trouble. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but, like, it's just glad I'm not on that end. Speaking of another person that when he talks, like, let's talk about some of the work of Derek Zane for a moment, because I definitely want to talk about Derek a little bit here. Like,
he does shoot a good promos. Makes a lot of people look like foolish men.
Yeah, every time he gets behind, the one thing I cannot stand is when people want to compare him to a WWE wrestler or something like that, because he's not trying to be a WWE wrestler. He's not trying to be, I'm not going to say names. There are people out there who just want to cut a promo and just basically rip from what they've seen growing up or whatever. But Derek is his own man. Like, that guy, when he goes out there, he's got a tone to him that nobody else does. He doesn't need to scream at you. He doesn't need to shout at you. He doesn't need to raise his voice. He can talk to you monotone, and you could still feel the energy of everything he's saying to you.
I agree. I've been there. I remember those days, and I can tell you, it doesn't matter. Just like you said, he is the voice. He's gonna get your attention no matter what. And once you're there, it's you gotta be there and feel it, because it's really difficult to explain this to somebody that never stepped in the ring with Derek and cut a promo. It's not easy. So for the next people that wants to have a shot and join the federation and say, I'm gonna join PW just because I want to have a promo against Derek. Well, think about that. You may regret that. Props to Derek. Really great.
And I've actually had the honor to work with this man in the ring this last season. And that is a man that can back up each word he throws out with his fist or legs or whatever he chooses to use.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of people who can back up what they say for a moment, we got to talk about our second advert before we close the show out here today. I want to talk about, y'all like to party. You like going out and seeing DJs and stuff. Well, let me tell you about DJ Grow. Otherwise known as Grogan Axbar or the Sheriff. Now that's a wrestling name that needs to be picked up, by the way. He's been DJing in Second Life for years. And what has made him decide to be a DJ in World? His love for music. He has always loved music. Second Life has provided the opportunity to pursue his musical interests, and so he has DJ'd at countless venues throughout the grid. He's a consummate entertainer. Grow loves to engage with the audience and is eager to take on your requests. If Grow, let's talk about genres for half a second. If he had to pick his favorite genre of music, he was said to have said it'd be a toss-up between romantic music and blues, which that can be some really good stuff. But he's also enjoys and plays a wide variety of tunes, so iconic Rat Pack, country music, rock and roll, all the way to current hits. You know, you've got to catch Grow in the mornings and evenings across the grid. You can find this. Check out our Google link in the description below to his calendar for an ongoing schedule of his appearances. Experience one of the best and most seasoned music stylists in all of Second Life, DJ Grow. He's a Mancini Group preferred entertainer and valued affiliate. So, with that in mind, we're coming near the end of today's episode. We're going a little bit long. So, I toss it to you, Danny. We've talked about a lot of people. Pog, you still sticking with Alistair as your favorite, as you think the best promo of the season?
Yes.
All right, I'll still stick by my boy TLC, even though, you know, I had to say some nasty things to him this past season or so. I'm gonna stick with TLC. So, Danny, who wins this week? Who is the top dog in your mind?
All right. Before I make my decision, I just want to add just one little thing. All right, because we mentioned a lot of people, but I want to also mention Chris Hollywood. In this past season, you could feel the improvement. Yes.
We can call this the runners-up part of this show.
Oh, no, it's somebody that is definitely improved. I would agree. Chris Hollywood has stepped his game up.
There's a few names I was also going to mention as well, like Ren and Zay with their back and forth promos that they had this season.
Oh yeah, we love us some Daddy Zay stuff.
I agree with Paul. Thank you. Yeah, because we need to also consider the fact. Okay, I'm from Italy. All right, so everyone knows that I have this passion for the ladies. All right, okay? we can say it. All right, we can say it. How can we not mention the ladies of the roster when they cut the promos? And you know, it's more involving. This is coming from the men's side. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've been talking about the guys, but hey, we got ladies too. And let me tell you, people, they're nice. They do their job in the best way possible. And speaking about this, all right, everyone, all the people that we mentioned so far, they have in common just one thing. Okay, they can be bad guys, bad ladies, good guys, and so on. They have in common their passion on what they do. You can feel it. You can hear it when they talk, when they try to get the attention in a good or a bad way.
Shout out to you, Rebel. I know you're listening to this.
Yeah. So, if we have to pick today, okay, between TLC and Alistair, I would say TLC because I got the chance to train that guy. You know, he came as a rookie and now look where he is, megastar in PW. And to the other side, you have somebody that just came in, all right, and he just went straight to the point, manager of MJ, and he's doing great. So to me, personally, it's difficult if I have to pick somebody. But this time, I'm sorry, TLC, please don't hit me. But if you do, I understand. I have to pick Alistair because the way he came in was a great impact for Overload, for MJ, that is the current women champion, by the way. So there was a sort of connection between my initial promo that I have to make the announcement for the Shield Maiden tournament, and MJ took the chance, got the championship. She got the right support, and is Alistair. So, Alistair. Really good job, man.
Absolutely.
You win today.
All right. Well, you hear that? You heard that. So, Pog, it seems like next week you'll be our host, and you'll be deciding what me and Danny are going to argue over and try to be the host for episode 4.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
All right. Well, with that in mind, we are way over time for today. So thank you so much for tuning into the business. As always, we try to get this out as soon as possible, but things may happen. But you should see this weekly. With that being said, I am Joey Sixx.
I'm Dany Thunder.
Pognak, the Hoodoo Man.
And this has been The Business, signing off.